But in between, before the year is up, if you have an emergency and you need your money, you can still cash out. And how to save, you can use mobile money, that is both MTN and Airtel. You can use the bank, you can use agency banking, you can set up a standing order on your account, you can use FlexiPay, you can use Visa, you can use online transfer. Basically, that is more about Smart Life. And then the other reason as to why we are here, anytime you see NSSF, you know you can check on your balance, you can come and talk to us. We're also doing financial literacy. We can guide you on how best to invest your money or use your money. Then we're also encouraging our members to come and update their details. You may find at the time you got a job, you are not married or you didn't have a family, and right now you have a wife and children. We can advise you on how to update your data or biodata with NSSF. And we're also guiding those who want to cash out. Yeah, until most recently, like 2 years ago, we also got the midterm benefit. That is at 45. We can also guide you on how to cash out.
Thank you so much, NSSF.
So, welcome.
My question is,
yes,
the standing orders on the accounts, do they also work on the mobile money apps?
They are supposed to, but since Smart Life is a new product, you know, we launched Smart Life in November last year. We are working on that bit.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And the people out there, please come to NSSF to check your balances, update your details, and for Smart Life saving. Thank you.
And the last one, the interest rate. I know everyone will want to know how much money is my money making for me. Right now we are at 14.5 per annum for Smart Life savings. Thank you so much.
Thank you, NSSF. Uganda Law Society, are you ready? Okay. Thank you. Hi, Uganda Law Society.
Hi, how are you doing today? To our online congregation, you're most welcome to this year's Tech Fest, of R&B and Uganda Law Society at large. We are very happy to interest you in matters that concern cybersecurity, in matters that concern AI, and in matters that concern winning a few goodies. As you see on my table, we have a few wireless mice, we have a laptop stand, we have a power bank, we have flash disks of capacities 32 GB and 16 GB. These are all to be won by our members. Anytime you want, you can come and I will take you through how to do it. All right, since we have our first participant on the screen right next to me, you will realize we have a wheel that has these items. The condition is simple. Whatever you spin and win, we give it to you as long as it's on the list. Allow me give the honors to the VP to just come and press the space bar.
Let us see what the Vice President Uganda Law Society will win. Wow.
Congratulations, Mr. VP.
A round of applause for the Uganda Law Society President who has just won a wireless mouse. Is it possible to spin again?
Oh, yes, it is. But before we do, would you like a black one or a silver-colored wireless mouse? A black one. Congratulations, sir. You're the first winner, the second winner after Honorable Norbert Mao.
Okay, thank you so much. Am I also allowed to play that game?
Oh, yes. Just clicking close here, and we are good to go. It's possible to win nothing. So it's there. All the options there is what you take. Just click the space bar.
And as we play, are other members who are not part of the Law Society allowed to be part of this game?
Ideally, we give priority to our members, everyone given delegate. However, R&B loves everyone. It's not just for the society, but for impacting all lives. Therefore, it's open to everyone.
Oh, wow. I just found myself. Congratulations to me. I just found myself.
A 16 GB flash disk. The terms and conditions. We are very specific. We ask you a few things. I could ask you, who is the president of the Uganda Law Society? If you don't know that person, I'm really astonished. However, just in getting to know you and understanding whether you know what digital transformation is and what it has done, all the parts of this event, with the right answer, you get a chance to this draw. So
thank you so much, Uganda Law Society, for this and all the gifts that you're giving us, empower us to be digitally transformed.
You're welcome. A lovely one.
Okay, the others, we shall come back after lunch break to cover for the audience online and the people up there. Thank you for your wonderful exhibitions. The camera is going to continue covering your exhibitions, and we shall come back to take some questions. Thank you.
Check, 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 check. Mic 1 2. Check mic 1 2. Check mic 1 2. Good afternoon. We are going to resume our afternoon session after 5 minutes. We are requesting those that are online to bear with us. The members are walking back from their lunch session. We are expecting that we should be starting in the next 5, and those that are informed about the next activities, especially the panelists and the moderators are requested to get in touch with their various panelists so as to have a seamless session going forward to the end of the day. We are reminding you that we are going to start in the next 5 minutes, but also as we try to maintain some housekeeping rules, we are reminded, one, that there is an exhibition for those that are in-house, of course, as well as those that are online. We are aware that you are also able to access the tent. There is an exhibition, and in that exhibition tent, there is the National Identification Registration Authority, NIRA, offices that are in the action of registering, or rather renewing, for those, of course, that are supposed to renew their IDs, but also those that are registering, and also those that need information, because information is key. Kindly make some time to easily walk into the tent and get to be helped. The other is that there is a lot in that tent. Kindly make time, especially those that are inside. Please make time and get as much information that is technical concerned to make yourself better. This festival cannot leave you the same. Kindly use that opportunity to get better. Thank you so much. We are reminding you that we're starting shortly. Those that have panels to attend to, the moderators in that regard are requested to get in touch with their panelists as we give just another 2 to 3 minutes to begin. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. All right, I don't feel that energy, but hope you had a very lovely lunch break. As you can see, oh, I didn't ask for the footage. I want you to show the footage in the tent. Media team. As you can see, there's a lot of niceties happening in the media tent. And right below that tent, you have lots of prizes being won. And the person speaking to you this afternoon is a proud winner of a laptop stand, courtesy of the Radical new bar.
Are you for real?
A bar that delivers.
Are you for
and
real?
A bar that answers.
Are you for real?
I am telling you.
Are you a testimony?
I'm a testimony, and I'm
All right.
warming up to win the Benz in the afternoon.
All right,
yeah.
all right. A round
So
of applause.
This Radical,
Thank you.
yeah, this Radical new bar does promise and deliver.
All right.
I've been told that there are quite a number of people who have won numerous prizes.
Okay.
And if you have not yet won these prizes, please find time later on in the course of the program and visit the tent. You could stand yourself a chance of winning a power bank, like my friend Shamim.
Thank
Shamim,
you.
please, show
Thank
your
you.
power
Let
bank.
us get some of those testimonies. Let's get some of those testimonies. Let us
Shamim,
stand
come
up.
on,
Stand
come on,
up,
come on,
please.
come on, Shamim.
Stand up and testify about the Radical new bar.
Media, can I show? Yeah.
Just
Let's see
stand
Shamim.
up. Show the guys. Show the guys what's
Shamim
happening.
has won herself a 20,000 watts power bank.
Yeah.
Courtesy of the
Awesome.
Radical new bar. Yes. And there's so much more. I have quite a couple of friends who won flash discs.
Any other? Any other in the house?
Where's Arnold? Yeah. My good friend here won a flash disc that is branded RMB.
All
Radical
right.
new bar.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this is a
awesome.
bar that does promise and does deliver. And when it promised you the Benz, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that machine is parked right out of that gate there. And boy, oh boy.
Say that again.
That machine is right out there.
Say that again.
Yeah, it is out there.
All right.
And yeah, very soon we'll be asking, Zim Zima, who got the keys to my
Beamer? Who am I? The goddamn sugar.
Exactly. Yeah, so this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we want you to be excited because we have quite a lot coming in store. We have a very lovely performance by Azawi, yeah?
Whoa,
yeah, Azawi is coming back this afternoon.
awesome.
Yeah, so we are going to groove to very wonderful vibes. So I'm encouraging you to put on your best vibes.
All right.
In the evening, we have a cocktail for you and a dinner, I'm told, right?
Yeah, there's a dinner. There's a gala dinner as well.
Exactly.
Awesome stuff.
So you don't want to miss that out. So get your
right.
dancing shoes and kick the stilettos off and get ready to groove. So this afternoon, before we start with formalities, I would love to welcome you all back. And once again, my name is Gabriel Achaye, and I'm honored to work hand in hand with the amazing Robert Jurugo.
Jurua, yes.
Jurua, yes. A round of applause.
Thank you, thank you.
Exceptional guy. So, Robert, what do we have this afternoon?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Gabriel. Today, we're going to have 3 sessions. One is going to be a presentation, a very brief presentation from the chairperson of the organizing committee, who is also a techie of his own. Regardless of necessarily organizing this platform, he is a techie of his own, and he's going to take us through what we are going to term as a topic, AI-driven legal tech tools shaping the future of law, and showcasing AI-powered legal tools, revolutionizing efficiency and client service in the modern legal practice. Gabriel, those words look so many, but here we are. The chairperson of the organizing committee is going to break it down into solubility. So, everything is good.
Indeed. And is it his moment now to come on that podium?
Oh yeah, he is more
All
than
right,
ready.
ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to the man, the legend, the myth, the Tony Galanda himself.
Thank
Mr.
you,
Galandi,
thank you.
Karibu. That podium is all yours. Yeah.
You're most welcome, Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, brace for yourselves for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, MC. You know, the gospel of AI is like, I think the gospel of Jesus. We just have to get used. We will come back and come back and back. Just like we go to Sunday every day, Monday, Sunday, Friday. We shouldn't get bored because that's where we are going. This gospel must sink. For starters, MC, Jurua, you have not told those people to bang at the Benz. We have a slogan for banging the Benz. And the return slogan is, once I say bang the Benz, we say back on track.
Mr. Chairman, I cannot speak before you have spoken. Please send me out
we
there.
are going to burn a bit of Carol's. Let's stand up just for a minute.
All right.
Let's stand up, let's stand up, let's stand up.
Let's burn those calories. You know, we've gotten so much from the restaurant, and it's about time. I know you were exhausted from the morning, but this is another version.
Good.
All right.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the day the Lord has made when the lucky one is going away with the latest Mercedes-Benz.
Amen.
320 CDI UK model, the BlueTech technology.
Hold up. Say that again. Hold up.
Say hooray!
Say it again. Give the details again. Specifications.
Bang the Benz.
Back on
track.
Back on track.
Bang
the Benz.
We are going to bang the Benz. And not only the Benz, but we're also going to bang lots of other prizes. We are going to be giving out gifts, fridges. That's technology, you know, Internet of Things, yeah? So we want, by the time Alexa is coming here to ask the fridge to switch on and off, you already have what to switch on and off.
Chairman, excuse me, Joel has said repeat the slogans. He wants to feel it. He might be the lucky winner. Let us see where it starts.
So, without a contradiction, I just want to tell you that immediately after this, the last session is going to be running the raffle. So that the lucky winner, by the time we are leaving here, we are going to be very transparent. It's just going to be on the screen. And when number rolls and you are the lucky one, trust me, you are rolling back in a 320 Formatic BlueTech technology, UK model.
You enter walking, you leave driving.
And the question which is lingering in many of your minds is, do I qualify? I'll leave that for the road. In as long as you paid, that is the entry to the ticket. You don't need any other ticket. As long as you paid, you're already in the raffle. Whether you paid 200,000, whether you paid 500,000, whether you paid 400,000, you qualify to win the Benz. Yeah, as simple as that. A Mighty Money Club to the Radical New Bar. Different things, different changes. Gentlemen, I've talked a lot about AI, and I'm not going to bore you again. Surely, I've been speaking about this for the last 3 weeks. So this time around, I am going to simply introduce the people in our tech department, and they're going to take us in a very, very small thought, you know, a very small exercise on how these gadgets, on how these innovations are being used and how you can use them and how you can access them. Maybe one or two, during my break time, they asked me 1 or 2, 3 questions, which I want to use strictly 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, you can have your seats. I will use basically 2 minutes. Question number 1 was, won't AI steal our jobs? And I will answer and say, AI can draft contracts, predict case outcomes, and even suggest legal arguments. But you know what? Here is the catch. Clients still want a human lawyer to interpret, strategize, and make submissions that will be compelling and have a human face in the eyes of the judge. Therefore, you are not going to. You'll lose your job. All you need is to be tech savvy so that your submissions have a human face and you'll have an edge over the rest of the lawyers. The other question was, what happens with the court systems? Aren't we going to close courts in the future? Yes and no. When lawyers now today argue cases in other jurisdictions like Kenya, yeah, my friend Austin will tell you that in Kenya, people arguing cases from their offices, from their laptops. So soon you'll have a lawyer in Kampala arguing a bail application for a client in Gulu, and the judge sitting in Tororo issuing the bail. That's where we are going. So the jobs won't go away. The lawyer will still have to be on that PC to make the argument. The other question was, are there any new careers now we should anticipate? The answer is yes. What is going to happen is that big law firm lawyer who is known for handling all the biggest cases in land is not going to have an edge over you who has blockchain technology. Because blockchain technology is going, one, to now take away issues related to multiple plotting, things like having two titles on the same plot. So those arguments will no longer carry water. So it's a guy who understands blockchain who is now going to take those clients. So all we need to do is strategize ourselves and be in the right position. And I'm glad my good friend and a mentor, Professor Barrier, is here. We sat on the same council, and he showed us technology is a different thing. Now, what are the opportunities the new lawyer should look out for today? Number one, you should look at the emerging trends. If you are looking at land, you should not be struggling to learn fraud and so on. You should be struggling technologies that affect land transactions. They're introducing blockchain. You'll see what's going to happen. Most of the lawyers won't have work, apart from those ones who understand blockchain technology. Yeah? A few years ago, like 3, we used to charge clients 1 million shillings to carry for them a search in lands. That's not there anymore. The client is able to go online and search. My friend Precious in Uganda Registration Services Bureau, previously, we used to charge clients to file resolutions, incorporate companies. Now they have digitalized. The client comes and he has incorporated a company who is just saying, can you draft for me? They have even reduced the formats. So as long as you are tech savvy, we are going to continue having jobs. Now the big catch, I want to introduce our technical team that is going to take us through basically 2 platforms that are customized here, customized on our data here, customized on our laws here. And I'm glad Precious is here. Maybe by the end of this discussion, she will be inviting me and my team, Austin and Chodrin, to join us to have this discussion and have the lawyers in URCB take up this technology. And many of you would be recommending this. So ladies and gentlemen, I will now invite the technical lead for our LegalTech Ishiria, Mr. Austin, to broadcast, and we take us through. Okay. Now, this technology, which we have developed in conjunction with our local company here called Ishiria Uganda, is able to help you, number one, be able, say for example, to draft pleadings. Let us take, for example, we want to look for judgments by Justice Mubiro. Can you take us there? So you can be able to search by a judge. Good. Mubiro, MBI. It's down there. Just click on that. So it has searched for you. We are having Mpalanyi Henry and another, versus Kakumba Bernard and others. It's a miscellaneous application. Now, you can be able to look at the issues in that case. So the issues in that case were whether the applicants as beneficiaries have locus to apply for setting aside a consent judgment. You can move now to the principles in the case. Okay? So it gives you the principles, and you can move to the arguments in the case. The applicants contend that the consent judgment was entered without their involvement or consent as beneficiaries of the estate. They allege collusion, fraud, and illegality in the mode of execution, specifically that administrators declared payment of estate funds to their personal accounts and accounts of third parties not entitled as beneficiaries. You can move to the ratio descending. The applicants as beneficiaries of the estate have locus to stand to challenge the consent judgment since the interests are directly affected. Now, you can move to what was the outcome, the ruling. Those were the court orders, okay? And the costs and so on. Now, you can also move down to the case details. It will tell you that the judgment date was 30th May 2025. The parties in there, Mpalanyi Henry as the applicant, can roll down. And the presiding judge was Justice Stephen Mubiru. So that's the kind of application we are talking about. The application that is going to change the way we are looking at legal practice. Proceed the other side, and we move. Now, full case law. Now, the difference between this application and the ones you are finding online is that this has been built for Ugandan setting because it has been trained on our data here. It goes further for you to verify whether actually this case does exist. And that's why you have an option of downloading the case, so that you are sure actually the case exists. Ladies and gentlemen, at Diamond Advocates, we are saying it is time to throw away the colonial robes and jackets and put on the new swimsuits of legal practice, because that's where we are going. We have built, together with our technical team led by Austin and Chodrin, other areas. For example, you can be able to interact and ask, using our chatbot, what are the key legal principles established in this case? And the artificial intelligence is able to run through and be able to extract and say the case sets out several key legal principles regarding setting aside of a consent judgment, especially in the context of estate administration and the rights of beneficiaries. And here are the main principles established. So it summarizes for you. For example, you move down, it gives you the grounds for setting aside a consent judgment: fraud, mistake, misrepresentation, contravention of court policy and stuff like that. So what we are saying is that these technologies we are now embracing today in our jurisdiction have been embraced elsewhere. You no longer need to read all the 60 judgments of Justice Mubiru, if it's your favorite, to be able to draft pleadings. All you need is to join us, get a license with Diamond Advocates, to use our platform, to be able to solve the unnecessary research. You can be able to customize this to specifically what you want. You can actually limit it and say, I am looking at fraud in land. Supreme Court decisions only, and will give you a summary of the Supreme Court decisions, the judgments, the date, the time, and the judges. That's where we are going, if that's not where we are already. The time is now for the young lawyer. And I'm here as an apostle for the young lawyer. It is now time for you to take a center stage in legal practice. And you will only do that if you embrace technology. Let us interact with these tools, and trust me, things will not be made the same. The question which keeps lingering, but now, won't Diamond advocates take all the jobs? The answer is no. It's like thinking that because somebody knows how to use a computer, he is now going to do all the jobs of a computer. These technologies are enormous. You can choose to use them anywhere and you become a kingpin in that area. So I welcome everybody to embrace this. We are glad that a number of cybersecurity companies have come on board, and this is now good. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be very unchristian of me if I wind up this conversation without inviting my team that is behind all these technologies. These are young men, they are lawyers. Yeah? They are the Gen Zs. I'm the only millennium among them. Yeah? Before we run to calling them up, I'm sure I'm remaining with strictly 2 minutes if I can check my watch. The other app we have is, thank you very much, Austin. Austin leads our technical team. Can we now have Chaudhry? Chaudhry, take us to the app, the iLawyer app. Also, we, on a light note as is locking up, we are already doing this in Kenya. Austin leads the team in Kenya. And then we're also doing it in Uganda. Chaudhry leads the team in Uganda. Yeah. The iLawyer app, like I've already discussed, for it, what it does is that it links you, the lawyer, to the client. I've given numerous examples. All what happens is that the moment you have gone through the validation exercise from Diamond Advocates, which is intense, yeah? As you join as a lawyer, we are going to ask for your full name, your username, your telephone number. You're going to enter a password. You are going to confirm to our terms and conditions. Among others, the fact that you are going to be talking and rendering legal service, and we're also going to be eating part of your money. Yeah? But that money is justified because some of it is going to the aggregator and running some of these things there. And then you're also going to feed in your area of expertise. Then before you move that, there is lawyer verification. Lawyer verification is the moment you submit in your practicing certificate. In the back end, we will be able to verify with High Court whether that practicing certificate is valid. We will go to law counsel whether you don't have pending criminal issues with law counsel. We will go to the radical new bar to confirm that whether you are a member of good standing, you have paid your dues, you're up to date. And once, then we'll also ask for some 2-3 lawyers to recommend you. Say this guy here is straight and perpendicular, like the radical new bar. Yeah? So once you have finished the verification, then you will move and pick the days you are comfortable. So for me, I will be available to offer these services Monday, or I am always in the club at around 2 a.m. I know there are guys who don't drive with permits, so I will be active on Monday, starting from midnight up to around 2. So at that time, you expect a call. The moment you have punctured in that, those are the times when your app will automatically be active, even when you have not activated it. But also you can decide to turn it off so that you are not active. You don't want to be seen. The right to be forgotten. You can anonymize yourself. That is the beauty of that app. Then you also go and tell us your area of specialization so that Fatuma, who is here, is able to know that the lawyer next door is a guy who is good in family law. the question is, what happens thereafter? Thereafter, the business is between you and your client. If you convince your client that you are able to represent him in court, now that's not part of our business. Our duty was simple to create for you a job, and we are done. So now you convince that client to now go outside the bedroom or outside the bar and you represent him. Now that's a discussion you extend. And for us, we are confident that you are an advocate of the High Court of Uganda and all subordinate courts. So we are covered. On the end of the client installs the app, and we are also able to take cognizance of all, we take all those validations, national ID, so that we don't have threats. But also, most importantly, what are the issues that are likely to be compromised, and how have we safeguarded that? We are having Juroa here, and he's not aware the wife actually wants to divorce. So how does she protect herself when she's seeking this information? There is an option for anonymizing herself so that you don't know who you are talking to. The only challenge is that for you, the lawyer, we are not going to anonymize you. We are going to see your face so that the clients are confident. This application is going to make the younger lawyer compete on the same table with the senior lawyer. And that's the argument we are calling for. We rally all of you to get on board, and officially, now that I have the opportunity to have the grandfather of technology in this country, Professor Venatius Barya-Mureba, the gentleman who converted a small mathematics department into what we call the biggest supporting college of Makerere University. During his time, I remember we're always number 1, number 2, number 3. Prof, may I take the honor to request you kindly to join my team of young men and launch these products officially. Thank you very much. And I will ask the younger team of lawyers plus our technical lead, please kindly join us on team. Thank you very much. All our members are putting on t-shirts. The moment you see one without a t-shirt, does not belong to us.
Well, I would like to take this opportunity that I've been given to launch these important apps. And as we discussed in the morning and as we discussed yesterday, that's what we need. We need Ugandan innovators, we need regional innovators to come up with these applications that you can all use. An application does not have to be used by one firm. If a university comes up with a student management system, there's no reason of not allowing other universities to use the same. So iLawyer is a very good app, and it is actually allowing people from across the country and even beyond really participate. Because at times, as we said, you can actually even handle now a case even if you are in South Africa, you are in California, right? As long as the judge here does not require you to be here physically. Or if you have a partner, the partner can appear here physically, but you can still do the job. So me, I'm happy that these opportunities are happening. And I hope many people, especially the youth, I hope you have gone to universities. You need to go to universities before these young graduates leave the university. So maybe meet them when in second year, in third year, in fourth year, and also LDC. Talk to them, get them to enroll early enough. I hope you have a mentorship part. Even if I'm not yet a lawyer, but I've finished fourth year, so that I can, not on this very app of you call it iLawyer, but like another component where you can keep them there. Because I'll give an example of engineers. Engineers, they work with those who are not yet engineers, right? They mentor them, then with time, migrate into the engineers board or engineers registration board, and also engineers association. So I'm really happy that these apps have been developed, and I would like to commend them. They are good apps. The other one is called LegalTech. He has described it so well, what it does. I mean, why should you read 700 judgments when that can be done for you maybe in just 2-3 minutes? So without further ado, I would like you to join me. Can I request you to stand up? Stand up. We first of all give these people a clap before I launch this. These are Ugandans doing great work. And with that clap, we all together launch these two apps. I thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Venetius, Tony, and the entire team. That was the iLawyer and the XChat. Now, LegalTech, yeah. Now, we live in an era of technology, and I'm really glad that we get creative all the time. And we have from iPhones to iLawyers, the landscape is just so wide and lots of space for you to grow. Thank you so much, team from Diamond Advocates. A round of applause as they conclude that session.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That's really brilliant. We are proud of you and proud of the work that you're doing in Uganda and beyond Uganda. Robert, tell us, what's next on our agenda? I hear ECCMIS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The grandfather of tech in regard to legal practice as the chairman. I've never seen the chairman so humble.
I know.
And then the grandfather was here humbling him. You can imagine what ECCMIS, our next panel discussion, is going to be about, because if you realize we're going digital and our cases are nowadays filed online. Exactly. And of course, there's been so many challenges. The questions are, how effective are we as far as ECCMIS is concerned, where you find you claim in your own chambers you filed, and the other party's counsel is saying you didn't file, and the registrar is saying, okay, yes, in my system I'm seeing that you filed, but there's a lot of questions that are going on. So Gabriel, we're going into understanding what ECCMIS is about, and of course we are aware that there are lawyers over here who have been using it, but we also want to reach out, like the Radical New Bar does, to reach out to the population, court users as well as clients. So Gabriel, we're going to receive a very, very profound, radical, perpendicular radical professor of our own, the Mr. Muchibi Paul, who is going to introduce the next panel to discuss what we are all anxious to understand in regard to ECCMIS. This is going to be a 30 minutes discussion, and thereafter we shall hear from the ULI team that will also take us through what it is about tech in regard to legal and access to justice. Thank you so much. Here we go, Mr. Muchibi Paul.
Thank you, MC. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I'm humbled to be here again. This time round, we want to go in the courtroom and see how this event is being utilized in the courtroom. And that is going into the discussion with experienced panelists concerning the electronic court case management information system, commonly known as ECCMIS, as it has been applied in Uganda. Just a brief background. We all recall that on 1st March 2022, that is now almost 3 years ago, the judiciary switched live ECCMIS, and we started using the system amidst a lot of protest, amidst so many challenges from lawyers. Actually, some wanted to go to court saying this thing won't work here. We are not going to use it. It is just inconveniencing us. Around September 2022, we had an AGM then in Teve, and we hosted some of the technical committee members of the judiciary about ECCMIS, and I remember I presented a paper on ECCMIS, and still the audience was all in protest. It never wanted to have what? ECCMIS at all. We have moved from very far. As we talk now, if ECCMIS sends us a message that we are having a system maintenance for 3-4 hours, lawyers are complaining. Why is the system going off? Now they want to be the system forever. Originally, they were protesting it. That's how technology moves. So I'm glad to have experienced people who are going to take us through this session. And I'm honored to welcome Mr. Joseph Sinavulia. Mr. Joseph Sinavulia is a Deputy Head IT and ECCMIS Project Manager, Judiciary. He has 16 years experience in information technology and systems management. 3 years worked with MTN, and 13 years has been with the judiciary. He holds a master's in information system management from Uganda Management Institute, and also a postgrad diploma in information systems from the same institution, and a bachelor's of computer science, Mackay University. He must also be one of the grandsons of Professor Balia. In terms of professional engagement, he has been an international records management trust. He is a member also of iTech Law Association, and also a member of Open Source ERP for Africa. He believes that effective information system management is the backbone of a functional and transparent judiciary. He is committed to leveraging technology and innovation to ensure that Uganda's judiciary operates efficiently and equitably. Mr. Joseph Sinavulia has been working with the judiciary prior to switching ECCMIS on, and has been with it to date. And one thing I can add is we have had like 2 delegations. I think the recent one was Zimbabwe, or he will clarify the country, that came here to benchmark on the judiciary's ECCMIS, and he took through that team. So you can see our ECCMIS has already been used by other countries to also start their own elsewhere. So we are honored to have Mr. Sinavulia. Kindly come and take your seat. Let's welcome him. As Mr. Sinavulia takes a seat, he's going to come from the technical part, the other side of the judiciary. We also have from the advocates part, we have Counsel Zubeda Namugenyi. Counsel Zubeda Namugenyi is an advocate, a mediator and an arbitrator, and the CEO of the CEO of Muslim Arbitration and Mediation Center, Uganda. That is a hub for faith-sensitive, accessible dispute resolution. Counsel Zubeda holds a Master's of Laws in Oil and Gas and has published thought-provoking articles on mediation, arbitration, and judicial decisions. She is a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators and a fierce advocate for alternative dispute resolution and access to justice. She blends courtroom skills that she obtained as a legal research officer at the Supreme Court of Uganda for over a decade with her passion for people-centered justice that preserves relationship and deliver timeless outcomes. Zubeda is also an author and editor. She has a Legal Thought magazine, which I've read time and again, and we are glad to have her as a user of ECCMIS on the side of the bar to also give us her experience. Zubeda, you can take your seat. We have very few minutes and we want to use them resourcefully, so allow us to start the discussion immediately. All right. As we start, one thing we need to remind you, before we started using ECCMIS, the judiciary had what we call the CAS. That is the Court Case Administration System. Some of you may be familiar with it. The gens may not even be familiar. By the time you joined, probably it was no longer in use. But other courts perhaps are still using it, where ECCMIS is not yet in operation. Now, the judiciary, under its ICT strategy, started digitizing and also transforming its processes until we started using ECCMIS. We want Mr. Joseph Senablia to let us know the journey of ECCMIS, where we've come from and where we are currently, highlighting adaptability of the system by members of the bench, the bar. I'm concerned because when I go to court, the judges are still sitting with their files. Most of them are not even touching a computer anywhere. They are still using their files and writing everything as if we are still in the manual world. The concern is ECCMIS so limited to certain applications? Why haven't most of the judicial officers adapted quickly? These are 3 years in operation. And also, we need to know what strategies does the judiciary have to ensure that we adopt and also reduce on the time we spend in court, a judge writing every word. You are talking, a witness is being cross-examined, re-examined, everything is being what? Written, yet we have digitized systems. What is happening? All that is not part of ECCMIS. Joseph?
Thank you very much, Council Muchibi. I'm happy to be part of this panel, and I'm glad that you've given us an opportunity to actually present a few issues concerning ECCMIS so that we can discuss them openly on this forum. To move right away to the question that you've posed before me, well, we've rolled out ECCMIS for now 3 years and 5 months. And we divided it into what we refer to as phases. So the phase 1 had only 19 court stations, and most of them were centered around Kampala, with only one high court circuit, which was Jinja High Court Circuit. And I can comment that we have just concluded phase 1, in the month of July 2025. And as I speak right now, our coverage ranges up to 31 court stations. So this implies that much as we are rolling out the system, we are looking at a span of 269 court stations around the country. So if you look at the percentage of only 31 court stations, that means we need to do a lot of training for all our judicial officers. We need to do a lot of sensitization for all our stakeholders, both the judicial officers and the non-judicial officers, plus all the various stakeholders that file cases in court. Because when we are talking about ECCMIS, we are implementing e-filing, we are implementing e-payment, we are implementing online case management, and we are doing away with what we refer to as a physical file. But what happens in all this process, much as we are focusing on the 31 court stations that we've rolled out to, there are transfers of judicial officers that are happening. One leaves Guru, he comes to commercial court. Where there is ECCMIS, in Guru there was no ECCMIS. One comes from, say, Mbarara, he goes to land division. He's the head of the division. In Mbarara there was no ECCMIS, but in land division they are using ECCMIS. So we are having so many things that are happening internally because the system does not restrict the judicial administration from transferring judicial officers from one court to another. So, and the same applies to the staff that we are having, the non-judicial staff. Those are the clerks, the process servers. They can be transferred at any one time. So what we are doing, we are intensifying a lot of training. So we find ourselves repeating trainings in courts that we had actually hoped that we had already rolled out because of some of those changes that are happening. Good enough, from the observation, we might not be at the same level of adoption. Even as we sit here on this forum, all of us cannot adopt at the same time. So we have super users like Justice Mbiru, super users like Justice Immaculate Businje, who have mastered the system in and out because they have been part of the process from inception. Then we have those of your colleagues who are being recruited and appointed onto the bench, who are originally, some of them were actually part of those that were resistant when we were introducing ECCMIS, but now they find themselves appointed onto the bench and they have no choice but to learn because that's what they are found using in those courts. So we still have quite a number of challenges, but we are working around all these challenges to make sure that we address them. But mainly our focus right now is ensuring that we do a lot of training, sensitization, and awareness so that at least people can be able to adapt to the system easily and can be able to work with us in ensuring that the system works. And this does not only end on our side as the judiciary, but it also cuts across on the side of the bar. We are trying a lot to do a lot of preaching in as far as ECCMIS is concerned, but we are faced with challenges, even from your side. We adopted an approach whereby if we are going to roll out to a court station, we ask the judicial officers in those court stations to give us the names of the advocates that frequently attend those courts, and they provide us with that list. So we write to the President Uganda Law Society, we also write to the Office of the Directorate of Public Prosecution, we ask for people to be trained, but interestingly, including police and prisons. But on most occasions when we organize these trainings, the police come on time, they come and attend, the prisons officers are there attending. DPP tries, but not very. If you invite like 15 prosecutors, you can only be able to receive like 5. Then it is worse when you invite lawyers, because out of the 20 you invite, you can only receive like 3 of them in that forum. And that's how interesting it is. The recent one was even more interesting because towards the end, they were facilitating them for having a sitting allowance for attending the training. Some of them called their friends, and they told them they are giving out sitting allowance here. So towards the end of the session, the hall became very full. So that's how interesting it is. But this does not stop us from regularly continuing to do the training. So we are striving to make sure that the only way we can learn this technology is by touching and feeling and making sure that we practically do it. And we keep sensitizing also the judicial officers. If we simply come and do these presentations, you might not learn because we live with the knowledge that we've come with. So we emphasize a lot of practical sessions to make sure that we do a lot of learning. Initially, we used to do so many online trainings, but we realized that there is little that you can benefit out of those online trainings. So nowadays, we emphasize a lot of practical sessions as compared to the online trainings. Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you, Joseph. I want to go to Council Zubeda. Give us the experience of the bar about the system. Is the system working? Is it functional? Are lawyers adapting to the system? Do we still have the complaints we had in 2022 as of 2025? How is the system improving legal practice?
Thank you so much for the opportunity and thank you for having me. I would like to, first of all, commend the judiciary for the efforts that are ongoing. We know technology is not, it's coming with a lot of change, and the change is coming at a very, very fast rate. So, of course, the resistance, as it is in many things, is going to be there. But that notwithstanding, we are trying to adapt to the new changes. My experience, and I think I speak for very many lawyers, is that I think there was a problem with the onboarding. Most lawyers are mostly competent in law. We are not the best at technology. So since the training hasn't really been done, we find a lot of difficulty trying to access the system, trying to upload documents. Many lawyers don't know how to, for instance, use e-signature. We struggle with the basic things. So, whereas I appreciate Mr. Senabolia's efforts and the trainings that have been held, if you are only going to speak to the lawyers that are practicing in that space, for instance, in a particular court, then you are not helping matters, because the same lawyer who is practicing in Kampala or commercial court can be invited, can have a client in Bali. So if you are going to have a sustainable model, I prefer we work with Uganda Law Society. Let Uganda Law Society invite the lawyers, because they will always respond to Uganda Law Society. And maybe attach some CLE points to encourage more lawyers to come. The other thing is, I also commend the judiciary for the partnership they've held with the Law Development Center. This is helping with the onboarding of the young lawyers who are coming from LDC. So I don't think they will struggle as much as we do. This is commendable, and I think we should clap for the judiciary. One of the challenges we have is the system is not always on. So sometimes it's off for hours, sometimes it's off for days. And of course, we work within time limits. And sometimes you're worried about the doors of court being closed because the system is off. So if only we could have a more sustainable model to have the system. Of course, we cannot guarantee that the system will be on for all the time, but at least let these lags be addressed. Then other lawyers, many lawyers are having a problem with linking their accounts to cases, to accounts of those that where their clients are affected. A case in point would be an application has been filed in court and it affects the rights of my client. So I would like for our account to be linked so that we know every time there's a filing that affects the case. Oftentimes, the linkage is not done properly. And this, in a way, affects the end user, who really is the client. The litigants should not have to pay for the errors or the mislinkages done by the people in charge of operating the system. The other complaint has really been that the toll-free line that is available is not really as responsive as it should be. You expect that there's a toll-free line that if I land into issues while operating the system, I should be having someone on the other side to guide me through the process. And oftentimes, when you call, the response is not as instant, and of course, you're not going to spend the whole day filing. So that challenge also kind of like brings, we're already working with, we're trying to convert people. And so when you don't get the help you need, it becomes really hard for you to encourage people to use the system. The other thing would be that we have to appreciate the fact that we are transitioning. With the challenges that are available, I think that transition should be gradual. We have courts like Commercial Court that no longer accepts paper at all. And yet, you do not want to have your client's interests affected just because you are not yet very familiar with the system. So I think while we are transitioning, it would be good for many of us to have the buffer, like at family division, where you can file both through technology and then through the paperwork, so that in case there is an error, we have a backup and we can ably represent our clients. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zubeda, for presenting the BAS concerns. Joe will be responding to them, as also he responds to his last question. The issue of digital literacy has been discussed severally, and you have pointed out that we can have a system to work with ULS. Can you suggest us a workable model, how we can have an arrangement where lawyers are trained maybe every quarter in a financial year? You say we can train 30, 40, or 50 lawyers. We can work with ULS to see that we improve on this digital literacy problem. Secondly, also consistency. ECCMIS has been piloted in a number of courts, but the systems are not consistent. As she has said, in some they accept paper, others they don't. In some they receive and stamp on your papers, others you take them back as you brought them. Then, why again isn't the system reducing on the movements? Lawyers are over moving to follow up to see the matter is pending admission, it is not yet attended to. One of the reasons we were excited about the system is to reduce movements. But realize the lawyer is still moving up and down to see that action is what? Taken. How best can we circumvent this and have the system properly utilized? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Zubeda. Thank you very much, Councillor Muchibi. To begin by responding to the first query that has been raised in regards to the intermittent connection in as far as the system is concerned. Yes, I must confess that there are times, since it's a new system and it's being rolled out to various institutions, it's expanding, and that means we are onboarding more users. We are also migrating data from our old CAS system, onboarding it onto ECCMIS. So we've been having some few challenges during that process of transitioning, but now we have intensified our effort to monitor the traffic that goes onto the system and the usage that happens in terms of the available resources that have been allocated to the system usage. Now, we do not do this independently as judiciary. We are working with other entities that are helping us to do the hosting. We have the National IT Authority The system is not hosted within the judiciary. It is hosted within the National Data Center. The resources for hosting the system are provided by the government of Uganda through the National IT Authority. So we have to work together with them in terms of providing enough bandwidth that goes onto the servers for purposes of supporting the traffic that goes there, as well as providing enough resources on those server equipment so that they can be able to support the traffic that goes onto the system. So this is something that we keep working together with NITAU, which is in charge of hosting the system, and at times we apologize that there could be some lapses that happen in the course of doing some upgrades in terms of those resources. But after the rollout of phase 1, we've been able to do an intensive evaluation of what is required for a particular group of courts to be onboarded onto the system. And nowadays, we no longer onboard more courts before those resources are provisioned to be able to support the traffic that we envision to have going onto the system. So this is something that we've learned from the phase 1 rollout, because there are certain lessons that we've been picking through the process of rolling out under phase 1. And upon completion of phase 1, we've had a discussion with most of these institutions, each of them that plays a role to be able to perform their role so that we can work together to make sure that the system does not have these interruptions happen onto it. Then the other one that refers to linking advocates onto their cases. Now, like we've said, we have had the old CAS system, which has been in operation for more than 25 years in the judiciary. This CAS system was only internally accessed by our staff. So the external stakeholders did not have access to this system. That means they are not linked to those files that were originally stored into the CAS system. So if you still have a case that is dated as far as 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, before the introduction of ECCMIS, that data is simply just migrated from CAS onto ECCMIS. Now, if you want to access anything relating to that file, you have to be linked using your account to be able to access that information. What we are trying to do is to prevent each one of you from accessing cases that do not apply to you. So we expect you to come to the judiciary and ask us to link you. This is a one-time activity that we do. Actually, some of the law firms just provide the list of all those cases that are available. Then we do it at once, instead of walking in and out every now and then to have your cases linked onto your account. But I believe this is going to be an ongoing activity, because in all the courts where we are going to do migration of data from the old CAS system onto ECCMIS, you will be required to be linked onto those cases. Just in case you want to file an application arising out of the main suit that was originally filed in CAS, you still have to send in your request so that you can be linked. If you don't want to work, there is an email that we provide you that you can use to send those cases. We ask you a few questions to verify whether those cases are actually attributed to you as the advocate representing the parties in those cases. Because we've even had instances where some lawyers come and tell us wrong case numbers that do not belong to them. When you ask him for the parties on those cases, he gives you different names of the parties. When you check in the system, the case number is different from the parties, and is insisting you link me to that case. So in order to avoid those issues, we are trying to encourage you to get the actual particulars of your cases on which you want to be linked as an advocate, representing any of those parties in those cases. So that is an ongoing effort that we are doing. But as long as we have migration and onboarding more court stations onto ECCMIS, we shall still have to provide you those services of linking you to those old files that are already existing in our court system. Because you didn't have an interface with CAS, and that's why we are doing it right now when we have given you an interface through ECCMIS. Then in terms of the support that we offer, we have two call centers in the judiciary. One is purposely intended to handle the general queries that come into the system in as far as the court processes are concerned and the complaints that we have within the judiciary. Then we have another call center that is purposely restricted to handling ECCMIS queries. And we had mapped only one toll-free line. Despite judiciary having 2 toll-free lines for purposes of offering you support, we had mapped one line for MTN to be dedicated onto the ECCMIS call center. But having incurred issues with the disconnections that we have with that toll-free line, we've now agreed that we map even the UTL line that you can use to send us queries in as far as ECCMIS is concerned. Much as it was originally dedicated to the main call center that handles general queries, we've now converted that and mapped the 2 toll-free lines. So now even if one of them is off, we can use the UTL toll-free line to offer you support. Initially, our challenge was most of you are used to the MTN toll-free line. When it is off, we would receive complaints that you cannot access our call center. So we have made some changes and mapped the 2 toll-free lines, the one of UTL and the one of MTN. These lines are available on the judiciary website. You can be able to access them and be able to reach us using any of those toll-free lines. But still, we also have an email that we use, eccimis@judiciary.go.ug, where you can send us your query, and the team that is behind that customer service help desk will be able to respond to those queries. The other issue was related to some courts that are still having both manual and physical processes, and electronic processes happening. Yes, some courts that have recently been onboarded due to the process of transition that it is taking them, some of the cases, especially in as far as family division is concerned, when it came to renewal of letters of administration, some of them were even coming from Nakawa High Court, which closed long time ago, and they are asking for renewal of letters of administration. Upon sending out this announcement that was saturated, we got a lot of traffic at that time. So just putting in mind that Nakawa High Court originally closed and we did not migrate its data onto ECCMIS, it was very hard for them to have the renewals of those letters of administration happening onto ECCMIS because the files are not available on ECCMIS. They are actually physical files stored somewhere in the archives. So they are calling for those files from the archives. So that's the reason as to why they were permitting you to send in the manual copies, because the physical files at that time are already stored in the archive. They were not part of the system. And even the court that was handling them at that time was closed. Now Nakawa High Court no longer exists. But at that time, it is one of the courts that was hearing some of those applications for letters of administration. So that's why you are incurring some of those courts, some of those issues in some of those courts, including Luwero. I think even Luwero, in as far as family matters were concerned, they were still accepting you to bring in those applications manually because they didn't have the files. And remember, Luwero is a newly opened High Court circuit. So in most of these new High Court circuits that we are opening up, it will be very hard for us to have some of these files on ECCMIS because they are actually not existing. They are in archives of High Court, Kampala. So in order for us to deliver justice on time, we ask you to file the manual document instead of waiting for us to look for that file and put it onto ECCMIS. That's why we are having those 2 manual processes happening in some of these courts. And for commercial court, that is why you see for it, it's fully digitized because some of those challenges are not happening there. Now, in terms of digital literacy, I believe our model might not have worked out very well, and I believe we now need to work with Uganda Law Society to make sure that we can be able to offer you some training in as far as ECCMIS is concerned. The approach I would request the Uganda Law Society membership to take is that I think, like my colleague has said, we should attach CLE points to these trainings so that you can take them seriously. Otherwise, if we do not, then we shall not have the audience that we are required to have. Because even if we organize these trainings, some of you end up sending clerk students, internship students to come and attend them. And when you look at those registration seats, because we capture the registrations, when they come to attend, you see the titles they are putting, internship student, clerks. So you the lawyers, the actual advocates are not coming to attend these trainings. Maybe because there is no attachment of CLE points to them. But for us as judiciary, we are ready to give you the support, and I commit that as a project manager for the project, each quarter I would be asking Uganda Law Society to send 30 lawyers to come and attend this training. So as we proceed to roll out, because each quarter we roll out to 5 court stations, 5 to 7 court stations. So like this quarter we are going to Mukono High Court, Mukono Chief Magistrates Court, Kayunga, Lugazi Chief Magistrates Court, and Nachifu Grade 1 Magistrates Court. So we have started organizing the trainings for the prosecutors in those courts, the judicial officers, the staff. Now I would request Uganda Law Society, beginning this quarter, you can send me a list of 30 lawyers that are going to attend those trainings, and I'll organize a 2 days training for you to be able to attend and get to know how ECCMIS works. I think the last one, now I think we have some issues that have not been resolved, because I think most lawyers are not certain that we already have these rules out in as far as supporting the system is concerned. Because when I was in Jinja recently, while we were rolling out to Jinja, I met some lawyer who asked me, where is the regulation that supports this system? And we were encouraging him, after going live in Jinja High Court, we encouraged them, everything should be done online. You have to file your pleadings online, pay online. And he insisted, I don't know the rules. Where are the rules that support the system? So these rules are already out. They were gazetted in March 2025. And statutory instrument number 21 of 2025 is available. Even on ULI, it's available. You can get yourself a copy and be able to read them and understand how they are supporting the system. I think those are the few issues that have been raised. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joseph, for that brief. Colleagues, we are ending, but allow me to thank the panelists here, and also I will ask you to give a round of applause to them, and another one for the offer that the project manager has given ULS to train 30 lawyers at least every quarter. In a financial year, we have 4 quarters. 4 quarters. That means in a year, we can have 120 lawyers trained in ECCMIS. That is the way we want to go, and it is very good. So you can give us your parting shots and we'll go.
My recommendation about the interfacing and digital literacy, I think we should have more, Mr. Senabulia believes more in physical instruction. But actually, I believe that if we had a practical session that is done online, just like iLawyer, just like iLawyer came here and showed us how to use their system, I feel like more lawyers would actually get on board. Also, having these sessions recorded allows people to learn at their own convenience. Because at the time when you are carrying out these trainings, someone might actually be busy and be unable to attend. But if I have these recordings, like on YouTube, where you can access it, even when you're interfacing with the system, you know I have a reference point to go to and find out where do I go if I'm stuck at this point. I feel like you will reach more people, because if you're training 30 lawyers every quarter, that is about 120 lawyers. I think the membership of ULS is about 5,000. I don't think we will be able to cover all those.
You can wind up.
Yes. Thank you so much. I think that would be really all.
I think your point has been noted by Joseph here. We shall continue interacting with them to see how best to use the system. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for the panelists, please. We're so grateful. That is very, very key information, and we're trying to, of course, manage schedules. And what has been shared here, as Shekhat has said, is actually more practical online. So we're going to, of course, work with the Uganda Law Society, as Mr. Senabulia has said, so as to help the lawyers to get these practical skills as far as our schedule for CLE points is concerned. We are very grateful. Of course, we're running out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We'd just like to request that you allow this panel be excused so as to get into the next one, which is equally important, and we don't want to leave any stone unturned, because the next topic is equally important. We're going to request that we give the panel a very big round of applause and excuse them kindly, and allow a group picture to be taken, a panel picture to be taken. Thank you. We're also going to request the council member representing the northern region to come and issue 1 or 2 presents for the panelists so as to also make it memorable for the information that they have shared. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Senavulia would have taken the picture. Thank you, Mr. Senavulia. Thank you so much for your wisdom, and thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for giving us a pass, like it is said in football, or toward the pass for training. Thank you so much. This is for Mr. Muchibi, who has moderated the panel. He's an awesome guy. You can see in all angles he is there. Thank you so much, Mr. Muchibi. We are so grateful. This is for Shekat. Thank you so much. You have spoken for the lawyers. We're so grateful. Thank you so much. We shall hope we can keep in touch with you as well and benefit further. You have access to these members because, of course, in here we can't have all. We always bring forth information so as for you to be appreciative and maybe look further for them. And all these are members of the Uganda Law Society, so you can expect that we are home. Gabriel?
All right, Robert.
Take it away.
Yeah, it's, friends, it's exactly 3 hours before somebody walks away with that Mercedes-Benz.
All right.
Yeah, so if you're not anxious for anything, please be anxious for the Benz.
All right.
In the next 3 hours, we'll be knowing the lucky winner of that Mercedes-Benz. But before we do so, as we prepare to go into breakout sessions, I'd like you to brace yourself for a very interesting performance that is by the Karamojong ambassadors. They're going to give us a mixture of the Ekaro dance, a dance that communicates courtship, intimacy, and information passing, and they'll also blend it with a culture song on the LegalTech Festival.
All right.
So put your hands together and welcome the Karamojong ambassadors, who have exactly 5 minutes to blow us away.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you so much. You're most welcome. Here we go.
DJ, is that the song?
Are we there? Are we there, DJ?
Ready, please.
The guys are ready.
Ready, please.
The guys are ready. Are you ready?
Galio, LG Bana come make them stammer. The boy from Kado Chagish. Shift on this one. Guatemala. Hello, my thing is all right. Guatemala. Akuna cheki. Guatemala. Hello, my thing is all right. Hey, Guatemala. This is the day I've been waiting for. I'm ready. Anything for you, my baby, you know. Baby girl, come from my money. Girl, you know it's time for the party. I remember the time, girl, I told you. Needing a time, your GG. I would think you for it, I'm your GG. You could have made love to you daily. Baby, the way your body calling me. Let me spend all my money. Guatemala, I know my thing is all right. Guatemala, Akuna cheki. Guatemala, I know my thing is all right. Hey, Guatemala, I love it, it can be, Daddy, give me honey and this fire. Your love to me higher. Every single day could be a holiday. I go love.
nyakone yuwidanga tukwa yaw nyamurone kudura yone yaw nyamurone kudura yone yaw nyamurone kudura yone Erika nyakone yuwidanga tukwa nyakone yuwidanga tukwa yaw nyamurone kudura yone yaw nyamurone kudura yone yaw nyamurone kudura yone Erika pede la dia kamuko kula dia gwanege la dia pede la dia kamuko kula dia hapuka kula dia tapaka kula dia pede la dia tigi ko kula dia habunege la dia pede la dia la dia ra Longiro nyamoganga
All right. In the presence of the professor, in presence of all the judicial recruiters, in the presence of the Registrar General of URSB, in the presence of NIRA, we can hereby confirm that the law just got married to technology.
Indeed, Robert.
We just saw what happened here. Yeah. There has been the Karamajong vibe to LegalTech. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a brain teaser introducing us to the next agenda item. We are going to have a split up because of time. We're going to have a panel discussion to do with security, cyber security in here, and we're going to have the Yuli presentation going to be over there in the Royal Palm Hall.
Well, just to clarify, yes, the hall is Acacia.
Acacia. Yeah. Thank you. Say that again. Please give them that update.
Okay, so the hall is Acacia Hall for the Yuli presentation, and right here we'll have the cybersecurity panel. So let's split up now and 7 time.
Thank you so much. Kindly, of course, we all know that the interests are conflicted, but we are also aware that we are working as a team that is trying to, catch up with time so as to get into the last bit of these functions, that is the cocktail and the dinner. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kindly request that you make way down hall in the Acacia Hall. That's where the Yuli presentation is going to be. And we shall have Mr. Basoga Joel going to take us through as the moderator for the next panel discussion that should also go for a maximum of 30 minutes to allow you as well visit the exhibition tent like we had earlier on said. A lot of goodies out there, but we're going to take it away using Joel, who is going to take us through the next agenda item. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Joel Basoga.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. We will preside over the cybersecurity panel for the next 30 or so minutes. The topic that we will discuss is the state of cybersecurity in Uganda, the threats and opportunities. My name is Joel. I'm Joel Basoga. I work with H&G Advocates, where I head the technology practice, and it's an extreme honor for me to be here. I will invite our panelists, starting with Mr. Timothy Kaja, who is admitted as an advocate of the High Court of Uganda. He regularly advises clients on various aspects of corporate and commercial transactions, and is an associate partner at Ngoro Mutebi Advocates. He holds an LLM in international business law from the University of Dar es Salaam and a diploma in legal practice from the Law Development Center and a Bachelor of Laws from Uganda Christian University. Please join with me as we welcome Mr. Timothy Kaja to take his seat up. Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Mr. Chagara Emmanuel, who is one of the leading cybersecurity experts. He's a technology enthusiast who has dedicated his work to supporting businesses and individuals in securing and integrating technology into their daily operations. Emmanuel has over 14 years experience spanning across various ICT sectors such as telecommunications, ICT infrastructure development, software development, and cybersecurity. He has spoken at various forums within Uganda and across East Africa on issues of information security, data privacy, and emerging technologies. He is a member of the National Information Security Advisory Group of Uganda, a member of the European Union CyberNet Expert Group, and is the founder and CEO of Milema Security and Milema Cyber Academy. Please join with me in a round of applause as we welcome Mr. Chagara. Our last panelist for the day needs no introduction. She is the Executive Director of the Unwanted Witness organization, which is the leading privacy watch group here in Uganda. She is a trailblazing African leader in the field of digital rights, renowned for her visionary stewardship as Executive Director of Unwanted Witness. And she has transcended beyond national boundaries, shaping discourse and policy on data protection. She's a driving force behind the Privacy Symposium Africa, which is Africa's largest and most influential data protection gathering, attracting regulators, policymakers, practitioners, students, and all those that are interested in privacy. We are excited to have you here, and please join with me as we welcome Ms. Dorothy Mukasa to the panel. I'll take my seat and then we will start off the discussion.